Hi everyone, my name is Diane and this is My Pink Bathtub Knits. Welcome. Welcome if you're new and welcome if you are a returning subscriber. It's great to see you today. This is a little bit of an in-between Wednesdays episode because we ended up having a pretty impromptu little road trip to get some yarn, and this involves hubs. It was actually decided yesterday morning that we're going to go out for the day and go for a country drive and revisit the Austin Woollen Mill. The Austin Woollen Mill is in Austin, Manitoba. The owners are Linda and Brian. And on Instagram, the night before, I noticed there was a post from them that said that it was Brian's birthday and there was 20% off. So I had to go and wish Brian a happy birthday. Check out the link below in my description notes for my original visit when I went with Dude. And I have a little bit of an update on their business, how things are going for them, where you can find them in the future. And I'm going to show you some yarn. I was kind of enticing Hubs to go. How much do you love me? And then I go from there. Then the following morning, he looked at me, he's like, get ready in 5 minutes, we're leaving. So, okay, we're going. We decided to take the scenic route. It's probably a regular hour-and-a-half drive if we went the direct highway route, but we went down highway number 2. The scenery was just beautiful. It's very rolling hills farmland, and I'm just gonna pop a few stock photos that I found online. We went over one hill and Hubs was actually like, wow. It was just beautiful, beautiful scenery. And so it took us a bit longer to get there, but when we did, Linda remembered who I was. I did share my video with her before, and I wished Brian a happy birthday. And then quickly, Hubs and Brian went into their mill room, and Hubs got to see all of the various equipment in action. Linda and I stayed in the storefront chatting about yarn, knitting patterns, and library life because we are both librarians. Well, I'm actually a retired librarian, and Linda was like, why are you not in school? So I had to fill her in about that. Some things I kind of forget to mention on each of my episodes, and I will right now. You can find me on all social media platforms as My Pink Bathtub. On Instagram, on Facebook, on Ravelry, and I am mypinkbathtub@gmail.com if you want to ever drop me a note. I do have a Ko-fi account linked below if you are interested in supporting my channel. Now, I had brought a hank of the yarn that I purchased the last time I was at the mill because I was hoping to get 1 or 2 more skeins of it to make a bigger project. They only had 5 available when I bought it, so I bought everything. And this is what I had purchased. It is 100% alpaca. It was 150 meters in 90 grams, a 3-ply. This is the natural color from the animal. And they did have something that looked really similar, and I'm very glad that I brought this because it wasn't an exact match. I was telling Linda that I had purchased some mohair, and I'm going to show it so Linda can see the mohair that I bought to go with it. And I'm probably going to make a vest out of this. And the mohair should help keeping it from overstretching too much. At least that's my goal. So if anyone has a good idea for a vest, I'm probably thinking like a cabled vest would be quite nice. So that is what I bought from the first time I went. We were chit-chatting. She had gone to Fibre Festival, a new Fibre Festival, the week before, I believe, but we were not able to attend because of Mom. And I did tell her that I was, I wanted to go. And I asked her if she was going to be at the Manitoba Fibre Festival, because that is the big annual fibre festival in our province. And she said they just found out that they're going to be going, that they were accepted. So I'll see you in September. But I did partake in some items. And the first thing that when we walked in, and I was quite surprised, Hub said, "I want a t-shirt. Do you have it in a double XL?" And so I bought him a t-shirt, and I ended up buying myself a t-shirt. I had received a $25 gift certificate when I entered the draw the last time that I was there, so I used it to purchase one of the shirts. And then I bought some yarn. You know, I have to tell you, I'm using this as my yarn caddy right now. I have to tell you that I had not bought yarn for a month and a half. And then, you know, there's this spontaneous trip. So I'm fairly new at knitting for myself when it comes to garments. So I'm not really well educated when it comes to how much yardage I need to make a certain project for myself. The first thing, and I saw this at the first time I went, there was only one hank and I just bought it. I don't know what I'm going to make with it. If any of you know me, I am not a pink person, even though I'm called My Pink Bathtub. Why am I called My Pink Bathtub? Years ago, I moved into an apartment when I decided to go back to college to become a librarian, and I was looking for a cost-effective place to live. I found this beautiful old character apartment that was stinking cheap. I mean, the only issue was the bathroom was pink. The toilet was pink. The sink was pink. The bathtub was pink. The whole enchilada. Didn't really like it. I'm not a pink girl. But it was such a great location, an inexpensive place to live while I was back in school. I had to do it. I ended up having an old email account that was like mypinkbathtub@hotmail.com. It doesn't exist anymore. It's Gmail now. And I just started making fun of it. I would say to my friends, "Come on over and check out My Pink Bathtub." And for some reason, it stuck. So when I decided to make this little hobby business of mine, selling my wares at markets, I just wanted that name. It has nothing to do with knitting. It is very confusing for the customers when they just see me on a list of vendors, but it is my name. And locally, I think I'm kind of known now. So I'm also known as the Chicken Mitten Lady. That's another name I could call myself, but that is where the name came from. I bought this. Isn't it pretty? It is a pale, pale pink 2-ply with a cream. And Linda was saying that it was very popular. I said, "You have to make more. You have to." And I think I'm going to put this in my bag when I go to the Manitoba Fibre Fest, and hopefully if she makes more and it matches, I will buy more. This is 100% wool, 300 grams, or no, 300 meters, 115 grams. Wouldn't that be something if it's 300 grams? 2-ply. And at the bottom, it looks like it says Marley. So maybe that was the name of the sheep or where they sourced the yarn from. I'm not sure, but I just think it's beautiful. And it's a pale enough pink that I think it would be very flattering on most people. And Linda even said, yeah, a lot of people were attracted to this. In fact, a lot of people said, "I'm not a pink person, but I really like this." And I do too. So I only have one. 300 meters. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to make with it. I'll be honest with you, but please make more, Linda. Every time you purchase something from them, they have these little loose tea bags of tea, and I was able to select one, and I selected the London Fog. Smells so good. It's from Hot Cups. Might be local. I then bought something. Again, I was attracted to the color and I was attracted to the feel of it. Look at how big this is. Didn't buy one. I didn't buy two. Well, this one's even bigger. And then it's like this little sampley guy. So altogether, this is 845 yards. It is a worsted weight. It is 100% wool, and it is a 3-ply. This one is 400 meters, 300 grams, and this one is 365 meters, 275 grams. Linda had a request for some 400-meter hanks, so that's why she made this big sucker. And the color is chocolate brownie, and it is just beautiful. And I'm going to bring this small sample with me to the Fibre Fest with my pink yarn, and I want to try and find something of a similar weight. We figured it's like a worsted weight, so like I think that's like a 4-ply worsted. But you got to swatch, right? You got to swatch. So I'm going to bring this sample with me to try to find a nice cream toned color that would look really nice with this, and maybe buy like a full hank of that to go with it. And then I will have time to research to figure out a pattern of what I want to make with this. So I don't know what I want to make. Like any car trip, I brought some knitting along with me, and we went yesterday. At the time of this video, whenever I'm going to drop this, we went out yesterday. I made a pair of mittens, and the miracle of all miracles is that I got up this morning and I completely finished the mittens, and I even tagged them for my markets. And these are the mittens that I made, these cat mittens. So this was my car ride trip knitting project. So I got another pair done. Here's some other things that are happening at the mill right now since they have done their grand opening. They have a lovely round table in the center when you walk in now, and they invited Hubs and I to sit down for a piece of birthday cake and some tea after Hubs and Brian had done their little walkabout within the mill room. So that was really, really nice. We had a lovely little visit with them. Hubs had a good time. He really, really enjoyed going there. They spoke about the market that they did last weekend, and they were talking about what other places that they could be selling their product, because they want to do more markets. And I really just thought that the Manitoba Fibre Fest was it. Like, that's the cat's meow. That's the big place to sell yarn. But trying to think of maybe farmers markets or different places like that they could perhaps attend, because currently they are doing a lot of mill work and processing for other farmers. They have a lot of orders from alpaca farmers, but those farmers want to sell their own product at markets. So what they're doing is they are bringing everything to Linda and Brian, and they are doing the processing and creating it into yarn and then giving it back to the farmers to sell themselves. They want to do more purchasing from farmers to buy the roving or the fluff, I don't know what it's called, the wool themselves, so that they can either dye it or keep it natural, process it into yarn, and sell it in their shop as well. And then also to sell it at markets. But they seem to be having quite a bit of business just doing the processing for other people right now. When we got into the car to head off to a few more adventures before we made our way home, Hubs said he had a really, really great time. He really enjoyed meeting them. He loved looking at all the equipment. I think that's a guy thing. He loved his t-shirt. I told him I was rather surprised that he wanted a shirt, but he said he wanted to support them in some way. And as soon as he saw it, he knew that was how he could support them. He also said by the time we finally got home, a few hours later, I can't believe we drove all that way because you had a $25 gift certificate. I guess he loves me. All of the information is going to be linked below. The website, the Instagram account of theirs, and the previous road trip video that I did with Dude. Because if you want to see the workings of their mill a little bit better, that is where you're going to see it. I just wanted to be in the moment with them and sit down and have a nice little catch up and conversation. And I'm glad I didn't pull my phone out. Sometimes it's not necessary. If you have any questions for me, whether it's yarn related, knitting related, or what have you, please put them below. I'm going to be asking over the next few weeks for your questions, and I'm looking forward to answering them. I did put a community post up earlier today, and I already have 4 people responding with questions, so it's exciting for me. This episode is Quebec Yarn in the yarn series I've been doing across Canada. And until then, my friends, bye for now.